Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here, we're live, probably loud enough for the time of day it is. We are hurtling towards the Sorare game week deadline, and we are here for the deadline preview show. I am Quinny, and as always, I'm joined by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, how we doing?
Doing well, mate. Yeah, buzzing for the weekend. Should be a big one. Couple of special weeklies to get involved in. So it should be a fun one, mate. Should be a fun one.
We've got some special weeklies. We've got some experiences getting given away and tickets and all sorts of crazy stuff. So lots of stuff on the leaderboards this week to be hunting down, whether it be cards, money, or any of the fun extracurricular stuff, let's say. So plenty going on. But me and you were chatting earlier today, Harry boy. It was maybe a wee bit of Mr. Midweek on the go for you.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, I'm on a little bit of a sneaky threshold run right now, which it's been a long time coming. I think I've hit 3 thresholds, Quinny, in 3 game weeks, but not the middle one every time. 1 middle and two baby thresholds. But yeah, mate, I've I don't know, just come into a bit of a bit of luck, and then where did I finish? 9th in this little punting lineup. Will Hughes 97. Who would have thought, eh? But no, this was just like my hedge on if Steele did end up starting, and he did randomly. So this team came alive, which ended up killing my main team, which was this, which it didn't really matter anyway. But like Diaz was benched, which was just ironic that him and Bart were in the same team, or maybe even just lucky. But yeah, I've got more boxes this midweek coming, Quinny, than I did on the weekend. So I don't know how that's worked out, but it has, and I'm obviously going to take it. And yeah, got a little card and a little thrashy for my troubles as well. This was close, but yeah, no cigar.
Hey, good on you. I managed to have a wee bit of Mr. Midweek. I'm going to have a wee cheeky box. One wee box. It's probably going to have a power up in it, but 4-man effort. Captain Guardiola right at the death there, getting his. I think there's only 95 boxes given out, so I just just squeezed in. Where did this? Oh, it was 125. It was, yeah. So maybe not quite squeezing in, but still squeezing in. With a 4-man effort, quite buzzing about that. And I'm still watching my 240, Harry. If my China attack duo kick off, I need them to both rattle 90s or something to save the day here, because Amundsen come off the bench. But maybe a wee cheeky 4-man bottom target, so we'll cross our fingers for these guys. Andrade's involved in a 3-0 game. I don't know if he's losing that or what, but he's not getting any AA. Nah, he's losing that. Nah, that's not good. That's probably not going to happen.
Nah, I mean,
sorry.
I was going to say I've never been involved in a Chinese early morning threshold grind, but I'm sure there's perks to it.
And Carol here, a lot of fist pumps, by the way, to Sorare Scouts and Managers, Small of the World, joining us live for the deadline show. But Carol here is talking about an announcement. Am I forgetting or missing something?
Oh, I was going to say, no, I don't see anything.
Afternoon to everyone joining us. Fist bump to you. I see Jack in the house and lots of other Sorare Scouts and Legends. Yeah, let's not talk about any bits of fortune that came our way with the Guardiola and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's a huge weekend coming up, Harry boy, because it feels like everything's back and firing. I've got Celtic cards back up and cooking. We've got all the Champion Europe basically running at the moment. I don't think there's anything really missing from that. We bit of midweek on the horizon for a few of them, but as we look at the matchups tab across global football here, we see Hajduk Split, Universitario, Newcastle City and Molde completing the top 5, with Celtic and St. Pauli just outside. It's a fun top order, isn't it?
Yeah, it's rather, I don't know, it's just random, isn't it? Quite a few random teams in there that, you probably wouldn't really have right at the top of things. They're always in and around it, like your St. Pauli's and your Hajjuks. But the fixtures fall quite nicely for them, I assume, this weekend. And when I did the preview with Led, I thought it was another just a random weekend that we don't have PSV playing. There's a couple of Eredivisie teams not playing. Feyenoord, I don't think either. So challenges might be quite unique this weekend. And then you've got the K-League Special Weekly, which will probably absorb a lot of the K-League stuff in contenders. So weird dynamic, but we're going to have it for the next few weeks, especially with the K-League and stuff. And we have the Senior Special Weekly as well, which will absorb bits from everywhere. I guess you can't really like call upon where they're actually coming from, but where the K League are coming from. So it looks like a fun weekend. They're always fun weekends, Quinny, aren't they?
Indeed. And yeah, guys, I think we interrupt this transmission to give us some breaking news. We do have an update to the prize pools. So this is a live unboxing for me and HT here, Harry Trades. So we'll just try and see if we can make heads or tails of it. We are firing towards the deadline. So if we see quite quickly that this is maybe for another game week, May 3 to 7. Yeah.
That's not this weekend.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we can maybe quickly revisit that. We'll have a quick wee scan over it. First 5% of lineups will win 3 boxes. Classic competitions will reward as follows. Divisions, top 25. Okay, so they're adjusting some percentages. 12% promotion, 25% was the old one. This means 75% of lineups will remain safe in the same division every week. So there's less, being relegated is maybe a wee bit harder.
Okay.
Getting promoted is a little bit harder. I think that's what they're doing here. We're just kind of firming the divisions out a little bit. Star tier will be reallocated to lower divisions.
Clever.
To the higher divisions. As an example, the star reward offered to the winner of D5 Limited will be moved to the prize pool at the top and replaced with a T1.
So you can't
in-season comps. We will move some cash from the lower divisions to the higher divisions. This is just like they've listened to Sorare data, isn't it? Or, it's just like they've been taking cues from them in some ways. We'll increase the percentage of lineups that is rewarded in top divisions. Fair. We'll also make adjustments to unique competitions. Okay, nobody's really worried about that.
But they go live May 3rd to 7th. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We can maybe revisit that towards the end of the show because we've got pertinent matters going on here. But yeah, we see Celtic, we see Zagreb, we see PSG. Like you say, Harry Boy, some big stack teams here, but it is quite dispersed across a lot of the regions between Challenger, Contender, and everything else in between.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily the teams barring Man City and Celtic, let's say. They're not really the teams you'd have up there originally. So yeah, I don't know. There'll definitely be some surprises, I think, this weekend. You got to try and guess the PSG rotation. Obviously, City are out, but yeah, there's obviously a few teams playing in the Champions League and all the European competitions next midweek, and so there's definitely a few, adjustments to make, I think, to teams, and like Real Madrid obviously play tonight, so I think Ancelotti said he's like rotating like 9 places or something, or 9 players. So watch out for all that fun stuff. But obviously, we'll get into all those predictions very, very soon.
Yeah. Tons of it going. And this is a funny one here from Charlie right before we get into all of it here, about talking about fixtures and division selection or whatever. I made a bit of a decision in the midweek with my little 4-man teams to put them in bottom tier divisions to try and get them promoted, because like Charlie here's got a great fixture and he's in D2, cannot access D1. And, I think those D1 entries, like, you do want to have them ready for when your cards are cooking. So if you haven't been checking the fixture list and kind of plotting your trajectory, then maybe that's something a wee bit of homework to do over the weekend. Andy Laird, we missed the Sorare data ex Sorare collaboration here. That's what you missed, buddy. Good morning as well to everyone that's joined us. PSG rotation will be nigh on impossible to predict. Want as many D1s as possible for next week. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Definitely. Yes. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, yeah, Charlie would have been Newcastle away to Palace this midweek. That obviously, messed that one up for the weekend. Home to Chef. So yeah, now that is actually unfortunate, Charles, to be fair. But one of those things which you could have followed the Quinny route and went, I'm going to go Division 3 or 2, for the midweek in that sense. So you're just sort of limiting your chances of getting relegated. Well, you just can't get relegated from D1 if you don't play, right? So it's an interesting one, but you got to back your boys, haven't you?
That's it. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Sometimes with your division selection, you might think this is the best thing for this weekend, but the repercussions maybe are yet to be felt. Do you want to throw the Premier League tab onto this? Because we've got the Anfield experience is going out in a special weekly again this weekend, and I know there's lots of people playing in season Prem, Classic Prem, Limited Rare, all that good stuff. And yeah, Newcastle are top of the tree here. Now, Newcastle at home at Sheffield does feel like the fixture of the weekend, or the fixture of Newcastle season potentially. And they just got into a really good spell of form over the last couple of weeks. They're starting to put those wins together. And last week watching them, or the last couple of weeks watching them, Harry, I don't know how you feel, but Gordon and Isak for me are just like blending into one of the best attacking duos in European football. And when you see Anderson come back into this midfield, just starting to get a wee bit more out of Bruno. And yeah, Livramento bit of a last-minute shout, by the way, to come in to start this one now. He's seemingly available. Lewis Hall, L15 of 36, who is meant to be a high-level operator from left-back. So Newcastle could rule the roost again this weekend, couldn't they?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I mean, Gordon Isak's been an unbelievable sort of attacking stack. On Sorare, but obviously in real life as well. Yeah, I think Gordon's numbers speak for themselves, as does Isak's. And even with some big injuries, obviously no Trippier. There's still a few players missing in the midfield. Like, I don't think that should really deter them from winning this game. But I mean, we just saw Sheffield United scare Man United, and knock 2 past them. So I know Newcastle and United. But
Wes Fotheringham in goals.
Yeah, League One Wes.
League One Wes. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I fancy Newcastle here. I do. You got to be looking out for those Gordon hundreds, because I think there's a couple of hundreds in that Newcastle team. I'd bet on Bruno and Gordon. Isak might get a sniff if he gets enough decisives, but and if one of the defenders gets a goal, like if Shah gets a goal or something, we could be cooking. But yeah, I mean, Sheffield to score 2 against United. I know it's United, but it shows they can score goals. Like, let's not kid ourselves. And that, by the way, that Arblaster guy, Ollie Arblaster, he captains the team away to United. He's 19 years old. Obviously, he hasn't actually got a red card, which is annoying, but he looks like the newest one to come out of there. But yeah, I fancy Newcastle win, but I'm really not. I don't think there's a clean sheet in there, if I'm being honest. I really don't. Yeah, I got a weird feeling they just nick one.
Sheffield do have the pressure off because they're dead in the water. They're going nowhere, so they could just come in this game and swing for the fences. So yeah, fair enough. Does give them a puncher's chance. Newcastle hot on the heels of the aforementioned Man United. They're trying to get into the last kind of spots in the table. So yeah, I think Newcastle attack stacks are probably going to be quite a prominent pick, as it were, alongside probably Man City attack stacks. They're away to Nottingham Forest. And, we've been kind of, I don't know if we've been fans of Forest, but we definitely, every time we see them, we're like, oh, you can't totally rule them out because they do have quality in their team somewhere. But looking at this, I think Alvarez coming in improves the whole team in a roundabout way. Like you probably get a few more bits and pieces of AA out of the 4 guys here in support, playing alongside Alvarez versus Haaland. So this could be peaks. This could be real peaks away from home as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they played last night. I don't know if you watched the Brighton game, but Man City just had a few fluky goals, like the free kick and whatever, but like they literally blew them away. It was like 3-0 after 30 minutes, and you were just like, what is going on here? Brighton really did try to outplay Man City, which is obviously a bad idea, but they don't have any other way of playing football, Brighton, which I've got to respect, but it ain't going to work against City. They're the best team in the world, I think, even though they're out of the Champions League and whatever. It was just frightening. De Bruyne's header was mental. Have you seen his header?
I've not seen anything from last night.
God. He scored like a Robin Van Persie header in the World Cup, basically. Not nice. From that far out, but like it was in the box. But the angle he's done it on, it was just like, it was frightening. Like it literally looped over the keeper from like 12 yards. It was really strange. But Forest at home though, tight ground and fans behind them. They might rattle a few Man City players for a few moments, but I don't think it'll be enough to win the game / dominate it in any way. But it's a weird one. It is a weird one. Man City don't have to worry about any rotations as far as Champions League or whatever, so that probably puts a bit of pressure off us as Sorare managers. But you've got a fancy City there heavily, haven't you?
Yeah, big time. And then we've got the heroes of a FA Cup shock, Man United, getting past the Giants of Coventry City. They're playing the giant killers Burnley this weekend. So Casemiro is coming into centre-back here. I don't know what to take Man United as right now. Do they feel good to be getting to a cup semi-final? Do they feel embarrassed by the whole thing? Like, what does that do for the mood in the camp? Does it actually springboard them, or does it kind of further shadow maybe the divide, because Ten Hag, we're all hearing all this stuff about new managers and yada, all the rest of it. Anthony Cup in his ears is on to start here, L15 of 31, 60% on to start. So yeah, this is a game you expect Man United to be heavily favoured for. It probably should score 2 or 3, but do they?
I don't know. Burnley are putting up a bit of a fight right now, aren't they? In every game they're playing, and yeah, we know what United can do on a bad day, and yeah, again, I don't see a clean sheet. I do see your Brunos and Garnachos getting their decisive somewhere. But yeah, don't write off Burnley. Burnley got a lot to play for down there, and they'll be fighting for their lives, and they'll all want to show up away to United. Like north side of England type of, not derby, but you know what I mean. They're not too far away from each other, and I don't know. I just think, yeah, Burnley will go there with no fear. They've just seen Sheffield United score 2 goals against them, so why can't they go and win the game if we're talking, comparisons as far as teams go and whatever? Because Burnley are better than Sheffield, let's be honest, and so. Yeah, honestly, I don't think that's as good of a game as we probably think it, or as the stats show us. And you look at those opposition scores, like the forwards really high on Sorare data, which kind of makes sense. You probably fancy Burnley to concede quite a few, as is the midfield. But goalkeeper, not very high. Burnley probably net 1 or 2. And so, yeah, again, that's one of those ones where I don't fancy clean sheets in the Premier League this week. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't think there's many of them to be found. The next game we've got up there is a big stack. Liverpool away to West Ham. Now, I've got a little preview for the game coming out tomorrow, but this is a funny one for me because Moyes won't be there next year, and they're trying to qualify for Europe. They're not really that far off it, but they have been shocking recently. And Liverpool's kind of the same, but just higher up the table, Yeah. So there's a funny wee kind of dynamic on the go here, isn't there?
Honestly, I think they're in very similar positions, just different levels, like you just said, in that both lost out in Europe. It felt like they gave everything, in both competitions, both teams, but obviously wasn't enough. And then Liverpool have come back, and the league just sort of slipped out of their hands in 2 games, haven't they? They just capitulated. I watched the game against Everton. It was just men v boys. Everton were just so up for it, and Liverpool just. Lack of conviction. I saw Carragher, chatting about Nunes is just not good enough, basically. And I mean, it didn't take a rocket scientist to work that one out. I'm sorry, he can run all day, but he couldn't hit a barn door, bless him. And I mean, but the issue with Liverpool is if Salah doesn't do anything, no one does anything. And they don't have Mane to fall back on left wing. I like Diaz, but he's not Mane. As far as goal output goes. And Nunes isn't. I know Firmino didn't score bucket loads of goals, but he brought so much to the table to where allowed your Manes and Salahs to be firing. And it's just not a goal scoring front three at the end of the day. If Salah's not on fire, which he's not. No one is right now for Liverpool. And then Liverpool. West Ham will fancy themselves here at home as well, knowing how much Liverpool have slipped up over the last couple of games. I genuinely think Kudus will have it because Kudus has been, linked with some big moves, and I think Liverpool's probably been one of them. You'll probably have a cracker, as will probably Paqueta. And honestly, I see Liverpool losing this. I really do.
Losing? Wow. I think I could. I can't remember my prediction on this, but I think the way Liverpool have to and will play really plays into West Ham's hands, even being at home. They don't mind Souček and Alvarez dropping into the back line, and then just. Can we play Kudus? Can we play Paqueta and go and hurt them? And then obviously JWP for set pieces with all the giants that they've got in their team. So I think it could play into it. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this one, no 2 ways about it. As far as Liverpool players go, you just hope one of them gets multi-decisive, and you can probably get one of those peak scores, but I don't know how many of them will be on offer.
You just don't know what's going to happen with Liverpool. I just think they've run out of steam, genuinely now. I think they're just done.
Now, this one is going to be... So, when Newcastle popped off for Charlie the other week there, they were playing Tottenham, and that was it's not really a game you could... would you really put that in the top division and all the rest of it, back your club and all that good stuff? And Tottenham, this weekend, are playing Arsenal, who, again, have been a very well-stacked team. But I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of a wee bit of the Ange factor, former Celtic manager, Derby vibes. But I don't know, I just have this feeling that Tottenham are going to be in peak party crasher mode. Don't even need to. I'm sure they will play football the way they're meant to and all the rest of it. But the number, they're at home as well. Number one objective is make the fans happy, and that is going to include, ruining Arsenal's day in any way, shape, or form. So pretty full strength team. Obviously, Udogie's been on the treatment table, but outside of that, I think most people would have Kulusevski in one of the best front threes. Brennan's been in great form overall, and Son is the main man in attack there. So, can they crash the party? Can they party? What's the word I just said? Sorry. Can they wreck the party?
Maybe crashed. Yeah. This is probably the one where I say, honestly, I'm going to disagree slightly in that I think Arsenal are in too much of good form right now. Like, I know it's a big game, it's a derby and all that jazz. I just think they're too good, Quinny. I do. Like, I just think they're going to outplay them. I'm not saying that doesn't mean clean sheets. Like, I think there'll be goals on either side, and I think it'll be exciting. I do think Arsenal, come out as winners in this game. I think, Ben Davies, obviously Welsh captain. I respect him highly, but he's going to be playing against Saka, Quinny, and I'd fancy Udogie to have a better chance than Ben Davies would. Like, he's a great defender, but he's not a left back anymore. Unfortunately, his legs are on their way out. When you're playing against the best right wing in the league, it could be tough. And I think, if you just kind of look at those sort of individual matchups, it could become a tough game for Tottenham. I think they'll make it an exciting one. I'm gonna say Arsenal score a couple here. I'm gonna say 3-1 Arsenal. I think
3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, I think they'll score, but I don't see how Arsenal don't win the game. I'm sorry, I really don't.
Arsenal maybe just about do get the win. I just think, but Tottenham will be being at home But again, Tottenham will give the spaces for Saka. Arsenal will get chances in this. Clean sheets are probably not going to be happening. I'm totally with you on that. But I can see it being a high-scoring draw, or maybe it is decided by very fine margins or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Tottenham are still trying to hang on to top 5 as well. Newcastle will be breathing down their neck after a couple of games, I feel. And so I just think it's going to be a good one. I know Arteta's also been the Arsenal manager for a while. He's had this derby experience, but I think Ange's got a wee bit of that, Glasgow derby juice, to bring into this game.
No, I hope they do. Genuinely, I'm not an Arsenal hater, but I would like to see Tottenham, beat them, because it just makes the title race even more exciting. But I just think Arsenal are in too much of a groove. I really, really do.
Yeah. Spurs haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 15 games. Yeah, they're not keeping a clean sheet in this one either. Now, I thought this would have been higher. We've got Wolves at home to Luton right now. Wait till you see the predicted team, because I don't think we've seen this predicted team from Wolves since the beginning of the season. But they have an actual front three now. They've got Cunha, Hwang, and Sarabia, all expected to play, all back in town, and no longer a back 5. It's a 4-3-3. Because they finally have players available. And they're at home to Luton. Now, I don't know if you've seen the disallowed goal for Wolves in the midweek.
No, but it was Juan, wasn't it, I think? Which is
it was wild, mate. It was, I would show you. Yeah, so just to quickly paint the picture, right? Wolves take a throw in, and the ball gets passed between 2 or 3 players or something like that, right? And as that's happening, one of the Wolves strikers, maybe just as they're kind of jostling, maybe just touches someone. Around here or something. The ball is moving around everyone else, and then eventually gets crossed in, and maybe that guy finishes it or something, and they pull it back for that. It's
did the guy go down and
I don't even think so. No, I only seen it on Twitter afterwards, but I just think that's one VAR decision screw job too many for Wolves. Any faint hope they had of maybe going on a wee run and getting, and maybe having a surprise shock to the end of the season, I think it's probably now just beyond their reach. But at home to Luton should be a game where they really try and put some gloss on the season, get a good victory, score some goals, make the fans happy at Molineux. I mean, you've got all the talent there, the best 11 guys all basically available for this one. Luton will be after the points as well because they're in that relegation fight. This could be a good one for, I don't know if it's a stacking game, but is it? But some players in here, potential peaks.
Yeah, there are definitely some Wolves peaks in here. If Cunha plays, I'd fancy him for 80+, but mate, honestly, I watched Luton last week against Brentford, and they were the worst team I've ever seen, Quinny. I'm not, that game, I swear on my life, I couldn't believe how bad Luton were. I hadn't watched them fully all season, so not that, I should have been waiting to do that or in any way, but, mate, they just can't defend for anything. Some of the things I was seeing those players do, at Premier League level, miss kicks, really bad ones, though, where you're that just shouldn't be happening on a Premier League field. I know we're all human and whatever, but I don't know. It was just really poor. And I thought, they were lucky it wasn't 10-0 if it wasn't for Kaminsky. Kaminsky's their best player by a mile, by the way. And I'm not just saying that because I have his card. I know he's a goalkeeper, so you can't really compare them to outfielders. I mean, Ross Barkley, whatever,
Yeah.
right? But like, mate, without him, I swear on my life, it would have been 10-0. It was shocking, real bad. And yeah, Wolves, like you said, have a front three that, if they're all fit, do have goals in them. And so, yeah, this could be curtains. And I'm playing my Kaminsky this weekend, so I hope it's not. But then also I am playing I have a Wolves attacking stack, so I'm on both sides of the fence in that sense. So yeah, it's going to be a weird one, but I think that's probably the best matchup for me. Like how that's only 49% Wolves win percentage. Like okay, fair enough. Like if you look at the opposition scores, yeah, mid and forward are high. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, goalkeepers and defense isn't. Again, it's one of those ones where, yeah, is it, Cunha, Juan? I guess you could play them all because Sarabi's a midfielder. I think there'll be a couple of those, triple stacks out there because there's going to be decisives. There's going to be lots of decisives.
Yeah. Now, I actually find it odd that Fulham are the favourites. I know they're at home, but playing a Crystal Palace team who just absolutely handed the asses to West Ham the last weekend, and before that beat Liverpool, so, or did they draw with Liverpool? I forget now. It's all a bit of a blur at this stage, but all the same. Yeah, it was a win. I'm sure it was. Crystal Palace away to Fulham. And we're really, look at this, L5s and L15s for Elise and Eze, both on the pitch, both fit and available, and they're turning Mateta into prime Haaland here, aren't they?
He's unbelievable, isn't he? I don't know what's going on. I know, he looks good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're looking really, really good right now. There's goals in that team. They're defending well. Midfield, that Wharton looks unbelievable for his age. He just slotted into the Premier League like literally nothing. And yeah, I'm a bit surprised as well. I mean, what's 46? So they're slight favourites. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is still a tough game. I know it's Palace are doing well right now, but it is still a tough game, I think, away.
Thiago Andrade just scored a penalty in China.
Oh, nice. Come on,
come on, Hebert, get your finger out. Mateta, a new player with that tucked in shirt. I think it's ever since Charlie Dunbar picked up his super rare as well. That's kind of kicked in. So yeah, I know they're away, but it's London as well. It's not really that much of an away,
sure.
Fulham do have weapons. They do have great players in their team as well. This again, I said this about one of Glasner's first games. I forget what it was. Maybe in West Ham, and it didn't really deliver. No, it wasn't West Ham because they just played recently, but it was somebody else. But this could be like a Bundesliga game. This could be like Frankfurt Dortmund vibes, in terms of it's just back and forth, 4 each, 3 each or something.
Goals. Yeah. Yeah, I can get behind that. I really can. I wouldn't like to pick a winner. I don't want to guess this one. I'm going to go draw for that reason, but I think it's going to be, score draw.
Yeah, it's a good game for some individuals. And this one for me, this is the Newcastle versus Tottenham of the weekend. Like, now, again, we only found out yesterday, Enzo won't be playing in this game. But Aston Villa at home at Chelsea, like, I can't think of two clubs that are the absolute opposite of one another right now, in terms of the team, the tactics, just everything being, in synergy and homogenized versus absolute fucking pandemonium and chaos. Like, Mauricio Pochettino doesn't go a press conference now without making a situation worse. He always says something that is just digging his hole a little bit deeper. And Villa at home score 3 goals no matter what, So I think Villa are going to turn up and absolutely run all over them. Wee bit of a question mark, is it Tielemans or Diaby? And this one, I think with it being no Enzo, Emery might just go full gambit, play Diaby and just try and kill them, because with no Enzo in the team, it's, I know it's the Cole Palmer show anyway, most of the time, but look at that back line. And then that centre midfield, the Gallagher and Caicedo. I don't think Diaby, Bailey, Watkins are going to be worried about that. Rodgers as well.
Not at all, mate. I mean, yeah, that back four is shocking, isn't it? If we're being honest, Disasi's a centre half. I mean, Cucurella, I don't even know if he's a footballer. And then obviously Thiago Silva's, obviously getting on a bit, great defender and whatever. But Chalobah hasn't kicked the ball for about 5 years, and now he's just thrown straight in. And I mean, honestly, I think Chelsea score goals though in this game. I do, but I think Villa win it. So we're talking 3-1. We're talking maybe 3-2. I think there's goals on either side here. If Palmer plays, if Palmer doesn't play, then I do worry for Chelsea's goal scoring abilities and chances. But Villa in really good form at home. Still in Europe, they're in a really good place, and I think they'll just want to sort of show Chelsea that who's boss right now, in the league. And and in every department, I think, because they got a wicked 11, and players are on fire for them. Really, really are.
I'm definitely not a Poch. I'm definitely not a Poch fan. Definitely not a Poch fan. But seriously,
I think they do lose 6-0 every week.
I've probably been no far off a few times. But yeah, Dougie Luiz and McGinn in that midfield. Like, if there's a Premier League midfield out there that could maybe like cut the supply off to Palmer, it's maybe Aston Villa at home. You know, there's not that many teams in the Prem this season that you think could really just like suffocate a team. You know.
Yeah. No, they'll match them. They got some wicked athletic players in that. You know, Morgan Rogers coming in. Like, they've got some really good boys in there that'll match anything that the Chelsea have going forward as well. So, I think Villa win it, but definitely goals in both sides, 100%.
L15-0 Travers.
Yeah, he played yesterday, didn't he? I did see that. There's been rumours of Neto sort of getting the boot over the last couple of weeks / months, really. Like, he's been like amazing one week, then he'd like let a stinker in or something. Like, that's kind of how I would see it, SO5 wise, scoring wise. And I know that doesn't tell you everything. You need to watch these games. And yeah, they've obviously given him a chance. I think he got a clean sheet last night. And there was obviously goalkeeper changes for Brighton as well, Quinny. Like, Bart had started like 6, I think, in a row. So I was expecting Bart to obviously play again, because why wouldn't you? And then, obviously they throw Steele in. Steele, actually, I know they conceded however many they conceded yesterday, right? But Steele, like, with his feet, is like, he's so good. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, no, honestly, he's ridiculous. Like, some of the things he pulls off, like, against Man City as well. I know they lost 5-0, but if you watch the game, you'll know that, he was, very confident with his feet. And I think Bournemouth, I was speaking to the guy who does the predictions for Bournemouth on Play Sharper, David Taylor, and he was telling me that, Bournemouth do like to press high and stuff. And that would play into, playing Steele again, I think. So I'm sort of betting that happens. Again, it's a weird game. It's like a nothing game, right? In a weird way. But those can produce, not completely nothing. Like, Bournemouth are still, they're flying, to be fair, but both next to each other in the table. And so, I mean, Brighton have a game in hand, which is quite interesting. So, Brighton will definitely want to win the game. Like, there's nothing like, it's not as if there's nothing on the game, of course, but like, I don't know, it's just, after that loss last night, they'll be not gutted because it's expected, right? But that again, I don't know if I could call that one either. That's a weird game to call, Bournemouth Brighton.
That's a tight one. I'm hoping it's a bit of an AA fest. There are a lot of good AA players in that game, and if both teams are pushing each other, challenging each other, then there's lots of duels, there's lots of passes on the go, and I think it could be a bit of an AA fest for a few of the literally a mid-table clash. Stylish one, nailed it there. We've got on screen Everton and Brentford. I don't think there's really much to say about either of them from a Sorare perspective this week. So if you do have any of the individuals, the teams are on screen for you there now. We see Mbeumo and Tony come back there. And Everton, are trying to still save their life. Sean Dyche has ditched the suit for the tracksuit and he's back to being, full power, So, and again, this is a real, Brentford haven't really been associated with the relegation clash yet, or battle, but if Everton beat them here, they might be getting fucking pulled right into it. So, bit of a tight one, I think we'll see there. We don't have any other league competitions on Sorare yet, so it's just Champion Europe. So, if you want to put that on, Harry, and we'll try and see if there's an order to take the leagues in that's halfway obvious. It's a wee bit of, I think Italy kind of dominates that, so I think we'll maybe skim through Italy there now. Because again, they're not too well carded, so let's have a peek. What was the top game we had there? Was it Inter?
Frosinone.
It was Frosinone. Wow. Well, they are playing Salernitana. So Frosinone's team is on screen. Now, Frosinone have been the loan merchants of the season. Now, unfortunately, this Barrenechea and Sula don't have cards, but both of them, expect to see them get cards next year at a decent team and score some points. And they are playing Salernitana, the Streets Won't Forget team. And they look pretty strong for this one. Castillo, Lauparola, Manolis, Basic, Koulibaly, Tuna. Don't know who's in attack for this one. Could be anyone. But yeah, Frosinone are top of that. I think Inter can't be too far away. They've just sealed the title after beating Milan in the derby, causing all that chaos at the end of the match. And this is the party now, isn't it? This is the celebration. And Torino might be the lambs to the slaughter on this one.
Yeah, it looks like quite a few rotational situations. To play midweek, Quinny, in Europe. I can't remember.
No European.
They
this
don't,
week.
do they? That's interesting.
Oh, coming.
Like like coming.
I can't remember if they're in or out. Actually, I think they're out.
Yeah, they haven't got anything. I was going to say they're not in Europe. No, they can't have. They can't have.
Yeah, they're out. They're out.
Yeah, that's interesting. I know they've won it and stuff. Fair enough, but they still like. Well, you still want to play your best players, don't you? Really, like what are they saving them for? Unless there's a cup that I don't know about. But yeah, I mean, yeah, fair play to them. I mean, they weren't away, but they were on SofaScore in that they beat Milan, AC Milan last weekend, and sealed it, which is massive. But yeah, Torino team, a couple of good scores actually in that team.
Yeah, bang average, 13 draws. Like, look at that goal difference, 31-29. They're just pure non-entities now.
Yeah.
So 1-0 there.
Yeah, 1 or 2-0 Inter. I think Atalanta's higher than it actually on the lineup, on the matchups tab. Sorry.
Team on screen if anyone wants it.
Midweek, don't they? They do have midweek.
Yep.
Next week, so that's something to definitely, remember, I guess. But yeah, Empoli. I mean, I know they've been involved in a few decent AA games for the goalkeeper and actually a few clean sheets over the last couple of months. I don't know if that would happen away to Atalanta, to be honest, but maybe some good AA if they can keep it under 3 for him. And then we've got
Fiorentina, Sassuolo.
Fiorentina, yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, Fiorentina actually are on here, 56 win percentage. A
lot of rotations here. They're playing midweek as well.
Of course they do. Yeah, good point. Yeah,
lots of rotations here. No Gonzalez. No, who else is missing? I can't even recognise half the ones. Bonaventura, Nico Gonzalez, Arthur, Mandragora. Yeah.
Biraghi, isn't it?
Biraghi, yeah.
But Sassuolo been shocking, haven't they? Ever since Thing got injured, what's his name? Berardi. Oh my god, yeah, they've just capitulated, haven't they? And
Lazio must be decent at home. Oh, who are you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say Bologna are higher than them.
Ooh, so Bologna.
Oh yeah, it's one higher. Sorry, yeah, they're literally both 59% actually. Yeah, at home to Udinese, decent matchup. I would say this is.
Look at the L5s and 15s across Bologna now. They're really popping, aren't they?
Yeah, there's some wicked SO5 players.
Udinese do have a new manager, but Fabio Cannavaro took charge of his first game in the midweek there against Daniel De Rossi's Roma, former Italian World Cup winners. So that was fun. And he's taking on Thiago Motta this weekend. Again, Thiago Motta, I don't know if he was in that World Cup team, he probably was. But yeah, we've not really seen a change. It looks like they were playing this shape before he came in. So I don't know if he's just keeping a steady hand on the ship to the end of the season and then he'll deal with it in the summer. But yeah, Bologna could definitely rinse Udinese. And then Lazio, we hope it's going to be Tati season. It's going to continue. Luis Alberto defying the odds and staying in the team despite saying contract up. And Guendouzi, that deal has been made permanent, and people suspect that there's going to be a few more moves from Marseille to Lazio over the summer. Maybe Chancellor and Bemba being one of them, so keep your eyes peeled out for that. And Bemba and Serie A would be lit. And so they're at home to Verona, Tudor's former team. So you should know a thing or two about a few of these guys. Suat Serdar in midfield. Montipo still in goals. Lazovic still in left mid. Suslov on right wing there. But yeah, Tate scored those goals against Juve in the Cup. Obviously, Lazio got eliminated. And then I seen Tate tweet out, it's the same week, or it's like a throwback to last season when he scored a hat-trick against Real Madrid. So this is like the time of year where the moon just fucking lies on him or something like that. I don't know. The stars align and all the rest of it. So I hope it's somebody like Hellas Verona and this really attack-minded team getting his... I'm buzzing for it. Castellanos this week. I hope he has a good one.
I think Napoli are up there as well against Roma.
Yep. Napoli team on screen if anyone wants it.
Pretty
all nailed on. 90s, 95s everywhere. And Roma.
Not so much.
Yeah, a few question marks with the midweek play. And what was the other one? We've got AC versus Juve. Teams are on screen now if anyone wants it. Kostic is back in. And we've got Milan here. Left back. Oh, yeah, because of the red cards last week. So, yeah, actually, a few suspensions might hold Milan back in this one.
Yeah.
Yep. Musa in at right back as well.
Wow. Jesus. Bare bones over there. That's kind of it for that league. And then, if you want to do La Liga maybe next, La Liga or French League.
Yeah, France doesn't have much, so let's have a quick.
Yeah, it doesn't, does it?
Yeah, so let's look at PSG. Genesis says this will be impossible to predict, but he is going to say it's probably going to look like this. Kang In Lee and Dembu's on a 50-50 here, with Goncalo Ramos and Muani on the same. But otherwise, it's quite likely the rest of this team appears as follows. Le Havre, we don't care about. We've got Nantes away to Montpellier. We've got a team for that. If any of us are stacking Nantes, team is on screen for you now. We have Reims away to Clermont, which is a very good fixture. So if you have any of these cards, team's on screen for you now. Kaito Nakamura on a 42.
Teddy Tuma's back from injury.
Teddy Tuma in the house as well. Abdelhamid in centre back. In Diouf, there's a bit of a stack there.
Yeah, they've been decent.
No predicted team for Rennes, but we have one for Brest. It's on screen now. Satriano, Mune, Del Castro. That's a front three that could get something with Le Malou in the engine room there. Kenny Lala at right back. You'll love to see it. And then we've got the biggest game in France at the weekend. Lyon at home to Monaco. Cherki is on to start, but maybe it's Ben Rama. Tolisso, Matic, Kakare is a fun midfield on paper, certainly. And the Monaco team, Ben Yedder, Balogun, two foxes in the box for Monaco. Zakarian, Fafana, yeah, strong team. Crepin in at left back.
Ooh, Henrique might be back, is he, from his ACL? Well, not back, but 10%, yeah.
In La Liga?
Yeah.
Start from the top. Sociedad at home to Real Madrid. I'm really shelving all my Sociedad cards this weekend. I don't think it's a great game, but obviously Real Madrid do have Champions League coming up. There is some rotations that are going on. But I don't think I can really put them in teams that I want to win stuff and be happy, you know.
This is tonight as well.
Yeah, Friday night. Baranachea, Kubo, Oyarzabal to be the front three. Ardor Guler or Vinny, bit of a coin toss for this one. Hosselu, Brahim Diaz does make me think that, you know, maybe Sociedad have a shot in this one. Fran Garcia in at left back, Modric in at midfield, Ceballos in the midfield. So many rotations for this one, but I don't know. Too many. They'll use the bench as the game goes on. I find it hard to really get behind them.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird game that Friday night as well.
The Harry Trades derby, Las Palmas hosting Girona.
Yeah, this one's giving me nightmares. I think 10-0 Girona.
We hope.
That's how it's probably. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, go on.
Jan Kuto and Wampe went to the hospital yesterday. You sent me that as it broke, and Kuto has made the flight to Tenerife. He's got a bad boy scar with some stitches.
Ooh.
So I think if he wasn't going to be in the squad, they wouldn't have flown, kind of thing. So don't know how to really judge some of this. I think Saganikov probably comes in. Yanghill's supposed to be fit. Team probably quite picks itself. Garcia and Blind. Almeria Getafe is on screen if any of you guys want these guys. Alaves Celta Vigo on screen if anyone wants it as well. Giuliano Simeone coming off a high praise from his dad after putting Atletico to the sword. Swedberg, De Vicas and Aspas in attack here. It could be fun. Atletico versus Athletic on screen the now for you as well. Cadiz Mallorca.
Yeah. Trying to see who's high up here. Barca are the highest up. I know we're doing in order, but
Granada Osasuna.
Giving some context to.
We'll do Barca Valencia next. Yeah, so Barca Valencia.
I mean, Barca obviously out Champions League, so just the league to concentrate on. But Xavi's apparently staying, isn't he? Have you seen that one? Yep,
total U-turn, and it's like. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it because it's like he decided to stay, and now I'm hearing that whoever runs the club still wants to sack him but can't afford it. So I think it's one of those ones where it's like he could decide to stay. Actually, like I know that was a joke some people were making, where Xavi will decide his future, but I don't think people realise that. If he doesn't quit, they can't really afford to sack him. So yeah, and then the Valencia Youth Academy that's coming good seems to be running out for this one again. With Diego Lopez, Javi Guerra, Pepelu, Hugo Duro, Jesus Vazquez. We've got the El Gran Derby in Seville as well. This is a game for big players. Ayoze Perez, Isco, Pablo Fornals, Johnny Cardoso, Guido Rodriguez. That is a great midfield five. But their problem has been striker. Fekir isn't on its start this one. They're probably going to start with Bakambu. The defence is quite ropey, although Miranda is a bit of a hot prospect. And the Seville team is not that exciting, but is becoming effective under Kike Flores. So this will be a hotly contested derby, I think.
Sergio Ramos, isn't it? Little Panenka down the middle penalty.
I think AA-wise, this is probably the game I would take in La Liga, but Villarreal at home to Vallecano, when you've got the likes of Danny P starting, the form that Sorloth has been in. Oh, Guedes is in now over Jerry Moreno. But Sorloth is on it, Danny P is on it, and at home, Vallecano, I don't think really got that much to trouble them. You know, Payzon, L15 of 42 here, Camelo, L15 of 38, Trejo, 31. You just don't really see them having... But Villarreal haven't been great this year, but I do think that could be the sneaky one that does pretty well. Up to ninth now, by the way. They were really low down the table not that long ago.
That's the second best matchup in La Liga this weekend. Yeah.
Best being Barca, was it?
Best being Barca, Girona in third, Atletico Madrid in fourth, Betis in fifth. But yeah, that's kind of all she wrote, isn't it?
Yeah. La Liga's quite evenly spread there, isn't it? Real Madrid's playing Sociedad, and I know Barca are the favourites, but it's still Valencia. It's not like they're playing bottom of the league. So yeah. Bundesliga, what have we got? The top of that. Bayern, probably.
Bayern, Mainz, and Leipzig.
This is the Bayern team on screen. It is Goretzka season firmly. Is that... No, he's not quite overtaken Kimmich on the L15 yet. Waiting for that day to come. But otherwise, yeah, you could... Choupo-Moting's coming in. I think they're obviously quite hamstrung with choices at this point of the season. Tell getting a bit of form. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how...
That's changed, that has, because that wasn't like that this morning.
12 o'clock.
Muller was in there, and there's a few other pieces that have changed around. So, yeah, it could be... Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether they're resting, are they, for the week? You know, for the midweek, potentially. Kind of makes sense.
Oh, Eze down to 50%.
Yeah, someone said that, isn't it? Knee injury?
Ouch. Palmas, I was thinking.
Who comes in for Eze then? It'd be A, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Frankfurt are no pushovers themselves, but either, you know, and they might fancy themselves. You never know.
Yeah, they got some good players. They do have a few.
Leipzig, Dortmund, that'll be cooking.
It's the big one. Yeah. Mad though. Like Leipzig are 57% on to win this game, which is nuts, really, because this is a Dortmund team that's still in the Champions League. Like, do you know what I mean? Last four and stuff. Like, I know it's away, but I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know. Again, I know we love to say it, but this has to have goals, doesn't it?
Yeah, surely. Adeyemi, former RB guy, you know, he probably knows a wee pocket to hide in to get on the ball once in a while, you know. Sabitzer the same. But it's just you probably expect Dortmund to take their foot off the gas in the game later on, you know, thinking about midweek Champions League and all that, you know. So regardless of the situation, Brandt probably comes off at 60 and this one maybe 70. You know, maybe the same is true with somebody like Sancho. Whereas, like, this Leipzig team is cooking, you know, like they'll just turn up and play, you know.
Just score goals. Yeah, 100%.
Now, Mainz, was it Mainz I sent you earlier? But I think this is maybe in jeopardy. Yeah. They found a World War II bomb right next to the stadium. So if you have Nadim Amiri, then you need to have your notifications turned on and be going checking Twitter right now for the bomb disposal unit. See if they've put those notifications out, you know. Job done.
of all DMP scares, Quinny, it's now a bomb scare. Like,
way.
Someone needs to write. I don't know how long it would be, but we need some sort of document that documents every like random DMP reason that we've had to deal with, and I think it would just make for some just fun reading now and again, because there's been some absolutely like the fire at the Southampton Stadium, like just random things that like you shouldn't have to worry about these things, man. And now we're worrying about World War II bombs. So yeah.
Learned with the breaking news, bomb was defused. You know, Sorare Data are going to have that intel, don't you? So, love to see it. So, yeah, that's the second game. Leverkusen, Stuttgart, but top versus third. This will be a fun one. Leverkusen still trying to keep that invincibility shield up, and Stuttgart trying to catch Bayern Munich, obviously. So, looks like they're going full strength for this one. We see Tapsoba, Ta, and Odilon all back in as the back three now, which is kind of peak Leverkusen that we've seen. Stanisic and Chape have both been quality, but the best Leverkusen we've seen is that back three there. Midfield does have a bit of a change, but Andrik in over Xhaka. Palacios sent to start this one. I know a lot of holders will be happy to see that. Adley getting the nod over Hoffman.
Okay. Can Stuttgart spoil the party? What do we think?
Maybe, I don't know. You can't write Leverkusen off, can you?
They've been coming close, haven't they, Leverkusen, to losing these games? And they're just, they're scraping by. And I don't know. I think this could be the one. I know they're still at home, as in Stuttgart are away, but I got a funny feeling they slip up here, Quinny. Really bad feeling.
No draws for Stuttgart away.
I feel like, it's just win or nothing. Honestly, I got a weird feeling. I really, really do. I think they've ridden their luck the last couple, haven't they, if we're being honest? And I just think...
You're calling time on it.
Yeah. I don't want it to because fairy tale ending or whatever, but if it wasn't any, if it was any other team, I'd probably say no. But because it is Stuttgart and we know they are or can score, bucket loads of goals, I got a bad feeling. I do.
Stiller suspended. Good shout. Good catch on that. Karazor coming in for him, I suppose. But yeah, this front three will be up for it, big time.
Big time.
What, is there any other Bundesliga games that jump out there? Or we just rammed a lot of them.
Augsburg is pretty not high, 53%, but they're up there. They're in and around it.
Sure. Augsburg is on screen now.
To Bremen, yeah.
Arne Meyer, L5 of 63.
Wow. Okay.
He's coming good.
Vargas. They got a couple of good boys here. They can do a bit on on Sorare.
Bremen team on screen for you now too. I'll put Freiburg-Wolfsburg up next. Freiburg team is on screen for you now. And the Wolfsburg team. Gladbach and Union Berlin. I think there'll be some cards in both of these teams. Ko Itakura coming into midfield, by the way. Watch out for that. Could be a really cheeky defender card to have if they can keep the goal concessions down. Because he loves to tackle, he loves to pass. And a defender being in midfield, being a wee bit geographically higher up the pitch, points can be worth a wee bit more and can be easier to be gotten. Gvankara, Playa, and Hack is the attack line here. And Union Berlin, still playing a bit of a streets won't forget team, but not really getting too far with it. What else to grab? We've got Bochum-Hoffenheim. Bochum team is on screen for you now. The wrong Schlotterbeck and Ordetz in defence there. The wrong Hoffman in attack. Hoffenheim here. Weghorst and Bayer, Kramaric, Grisha Promo. That's a bit of an attacking quartet there. And then we've got these absolute cheat codes. Skov in at left back, Grealish in a centre back. Kaderbeck right back. This is just gung-ho of the highest order, isn't it?
Yeah, there's far too many midfielders and wingers in that team.
That could be sneaky, by the way. There's only 20% here, but that's weird. Why is it 20%? Why is there not someone else? That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I don't know if Play Sharper are trying to bluff us here. And then I think the last Bundesliga game we'll have is Darmstadt-Heidenheim, which I'm not sure if any of you guys will have, but the teams are on screen here for you now. I suppose there'll be some besties kicking about. Good game for Bestie against Darmstadt, you'd think. Kleidenheist is in, Milner's in. Could be a good game for Muller. He's normally really good for AA, but gets kind of thrashed on goal concession. So could be a good game for him. L5 of 61 for Mainka here. Maybe a wee cheeky Heidenheim play to be had.
Yeah, because Darmstadt are honking, aren't they?
Yeah. Now let's have a look at contenders, Harry, or challengers. What do we think's better populated this week?
I don't know. I mean, there's obviously more games in contenders, but as far as quality goes, I don't know. That could be
like meaningful games,
Yeah, I mean, looking at the top 10 there, there's not much to really. Yeah, I mean, split at home to Rudez is obviously great fixture for them.
No predicted teams in Croatia, sadly.
Yeah,
Universitario.
They played midweek, I think, in the Sudamericana, I believe, against Botafogo or someone like that.
No predicted teams for them.
Molde,
Celtic.
Yeah, without MMD. And then, Celtic, St. Pauli is the next two.
I did a full preview for this on the Celts Are Here channel, so if you want to hear my thoughts in a bit more detail or all the rest of it, feel free to go and check that out. McBride, I don't think anyone can really consensually agree on who will play left mid for this one. Could be Palma, Forrest, or Yang. All three of them are wild cards in that regard, but the rest of the team's probably quite nailed. And the Dundee team is there for you. Anything else? Or maybe just rattle Scotland out since we're here. Aberdeen are at home to Motherwell. The Aberdeen team is on screen after their cup heroics against Celtic. It's the same team that played us, so you'd expect a good level of performance here. Hebert just scored. Hey!
What on How far off the thresh are you? You must be close.
I need to wait for it to load on Sorare, and I'll check. But we might be scraping it, by the way. We might be scraping it. Spittle, Bear, Miller, all the key players are in for Motherwell. Liam Kelly, L15 of 41. Catches the eye. Kelly Hearts, bit of a top-of-the-table clash. Top SO5 team, certainly. Kilmarnock team on screen for you there. L5 of 61, L5 of 63 for Vassell and Watkins. They are on it now. Armstrong and Kennedy in the wide areas can provide. And Hearts, very strong team from front to back. Clark preferred to Gordon. I know some people weren't sure what was going to happen there. I think Gordon's just been given the cups. I think Clark is the league goalkeeper. Cochrane or Kingsley is a bit of a coin toss for that. Could be a great game for Ross County, by the way, playing Livingston away. Laidlaw's back in, L15 of 39. Jan Danda, L15 of 43. And Brophy can score some good goals if he's on to play this one, L15 of 42. Could be a wee sneaky cap 220, cap 240 option there out of Ross County. And there's the Livingston team, if any of you are mental enough to be playing that this week. We've got St Mirren playing Rangers. There's no Quan in the team. That's gutting. I'll need to take Quan out my team. We don't have a Rangers prediction. And then the last game we have here is St Johnstone at home to Hibs. The St Johnstone team is on screen for you here now. A few 50-50s in defence. Otherwise, it picks itself. And then the Hibs team is on screen here for you. A few 50-50s around. And then St Pauli, you said. Let's have a wee gander at St Pauli. They're at home to Hansa Rostock.
Yeah, good fixture. Really good fixture for them.
Yeah.
Ooh, where's... I was going to say, where's Hartel? But yeah, he's up on that left wing.
Up in the front line.
Yeah. Okay. Outside on the list, we won't have Zagreb lineups. We don't have Palma. The rest, Peru, Chile. We do.
It's the only way you get good scores. NYC cards sent it to China.
Some of these matchups are mental. Like, as in, like, we just don't have. I don't know. Contenders is just a weird place to look at right now. Like, some of these teams are just flying as far as matchups go, but yeah, probably don't mean anything SO5 wise.
Cool. So let's look at challengers then. What we got?
Yeah, we can go challengers. We go. What will be a championship? Oh yeah, Sparta Rotherham's. I don't know why, but Sorare likes to. There we go. Bug out a little bit sometimes there. Sparta at home to Volendam is the stellar Eredivisie fixture this weekend.
No, not much in Eredivisie, so we'll probably just rattle all that out there now. So a lot of big teams are missing on this one.
Yeah, loads played yesterday. This is a good fixture. They got some good players here. They can really score pretty high. Wow, led. Negley is on to start 70%. If you don't play him, you might as well just bomb him from your gallery because this might be.
Who the hell's Negley?
That midfielder guy.
I see him now. 15 or 42.
Yeah, he's been injured for ages, and it's a very good fixture for them, and they've got that Saito as well can score pretty well. I don't know if you'd get behind any of the Volendam boys.
Hard to this week,
yeah.
AZ-NEC is a battle of the stacks, isn't it?
Yes, it's a tough one. Tough game for NEC, but obviously lost in the cup to Feyenoord, so they'll be gutted because of that. And yeah, AZ haven't been amazing, but I can't call this one, if I'm being honest, because I'm quite biased with the NEC boys, but AZ can obviously put on a show on their day. Vitesse have got like minus 30 points, haven't they, I think, so.
Dead and buried.
Yeah, Fortuna aren't that bad either, so this could be quite lopsided SO5 wise, I think. Cordoba, that striker, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name.
And
I'm going to try.
Aussie Cup. Asia Cup.
No, the number 9.
Oh,
The guy in the middle. Yeah.
Sierhuis.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Sierhuis. I'm thinking Berghuis for the end. Berghuis, you know.
Yeah, it's quite Berghuis, isn't it? Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, but Cordoba's the boy for them. And then, yeah, there's Wall, Hercules. I don't know if anyone's back in either one of these, to be honest, but...
Shellander, the goalkeeper, U23. Jizz away. Jizz away is good, isn't it?
Yeah, Jizz away is good now. Yeah.
Jizz away.
He managed to find his rhythm away from home, which is a big asset for him.
And then the last one we've got is Warwick Utrecht. Warwick have got some, this could be a great one for the defence stack here. Vassin, Adewoye, and Van de Boeij.
Yeah.
Because
Utrecht's
like, they'll attack, won't they? They'll try and go for
Utrecht are quite sneaky. Toonstra, Lammers. Honestly, I know Lammers was rubbish in the Scottish League, but yeah, they've got a few boys here. Al Karouni, I have his card, that's the left back. He can pop up with an assist now and again. Yeah, they're no mugs. Litberg, and yeah, got a few players.
Yeah. And what else do we have on the matchups tab? We've got Championship. Will we look at Championship next?
Yeah, that or Turkey, I would say. Turkey's heavily populated at the top. Like, yeah, 1, 2, 3 out of the top 7 are Turkish.
Ooh. Right, let's do Turkey then, Championship.
MLS is very heavily populated as well, by the way. Championship, nice. I'll be honest, it's only Bristol City, which we don't have cards for.
So we've got Gala against Adama. First of all, put that on screen. Balotelli, 90% on to play. This is a game he scores a worldie, isn't it? Or something,
Oh, Ballot, yeah. He'll show up in the only game that they'll probably lose 5-0, 5-1.
Mishu in midfield. A guy called Maestro in midfield as well.
It's a great name for midfield, isn't it?
Yeah, win card.
Yeah.
Great mate. Yusuf Atal.
Oh,
we may get a card. We may get a card for Yusuf Atal.
That's crazy. That's so funny. How have we not got a card for him?
Oh, yeah. Give me one of them.
He's like the only player that just seems to hop between like non-licensed teams, but obviously Ademaspor are licensed.
I mean Tavernier.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not Tavernier. Severnier.
Teji. Yeah. Big time. That's funny, actually.
Galatasaray team is on screen now. Oh, sugar. Ziyech want to start this one. Ooh.
I've seen somebody's bid 16 million for that Yilmaz. Who? Yeah, I don't know. I saw it on
Forest.
I don't think it was Prem, I think it was somewhere else.
Just done Eredivisie, Tim.
Yeah, I just did Eredivisie.
And we had, I think there must have been like Kazakhstan or something goalkeeper in this game. Somebody wants us to try and pronounce this one. Mohamed Aliyev is what I would say. Mohamed Aliyev. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's pretty. He's the one with on his card, the letters are just not crazy. In English. Yeah.
Fenerbahce Besiktas on screen now. Bit of a derby here. Or a derby.
Yeah, Dusty Dusan up front.
Yeah.
You got Sammy up front as well. Sammy and Jizz we need in the same team, don't we? What a front two that would be, by the way.
Maestro in midfield. Trabzonspor at home to Gaziantep on screen now. Nicholas Pepe in midfield, by the way, mate.
Wow. Just Maestro in.
So, Munier.
Mikey Baston said, I promised 100 from Scotty Twine. It's coming, Mike, I promise you.
I heard it.
It's happening. Alanya Spor is the best matchup. Alanya. Yeah, because they play Istanbulspor, who are obviously honking. That Adin, the right winger, he's obviously you can tell by his SO5 numbers on the left there, but he's the boy, I think.
He's cooking the gas.
Yeah, look at that. Leroy Fer dominating the midfield with his L15 or 40. L5 or 40.
Anyone else to grab in Turkey?
Not really, mate, to be honest, no. Kind of covered.
Championship. Leeds away at QPR?
Leeds are pretty high up, yeah, but Leeds and Norwich are the two that stand out, and Bristol City. But yeah, Leeds need to win games of football, as do everyone else at the top there, but...
There's the Leeds team on screen for you all now. And who else did you say there? Sorry, Leeds and Norwich.
Norwich, yeah.
Norwich team is on screen for you now.
Heavily carded.
Coventry on the cup bounce back, perhaps, away at Blackburn.
Yeah,
Blackburn keeper is he's proper shit, isn't he? That goalkeeper, he went viral.
Is he? I know they've been
one into the net.
Oh, did he? Yeah, he's been conceding so many goals. So yeah, if that is him, then yeah, Coventry will be. I tell you what, Ellis Simms' goal against United, what a finish that was! Did you see that on the volley?
Yeah,
unbelievable finish that was. Yeah, no, I fancy Coventry there, despite being away. Not really too much else.
No Southampton team.
Yeah, they got battered, didn't they, against Leicester? So I don't know what's going to go on with them. I tell you what, mine. Stoke have like a Sorare team, by the way. Like the amount of random players they have.
Got Hull on screen because there's a few cards there, and then we finish with Leicester on screen now. But yeah, some funny teams in the Championship for sure. Definitely some players lying around to pick up. I mean, you get those good fixtures. There's a wee stack to be had. Ricky P in a inverted fullback midfield is this, so that could be fun.
Yeah, he's the poor man's Trent, I think, now.
For sure. Let's see what else we've got there. We've got MLS time.
Yeah, I'd say it's MLS time, to be fair. There's some nice matchups to...
Anything to start with, Harry? Anything that jumps out?
I mean, Orlando have the best matchup at home to Toronto, 64%.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Poor Sean John. The Orlando team is on screen for you all now. Facundo maybe gets back to his best life here.
Yeah, he hasn't done it yet.
Hopefully Sean John's mad busy. Doesn't concede free. I think LA Galaxy have probably got a good game away to Austin. Austin team is on screen.
They're not actually that high up. On paper, though, it is, you'd like to think it is a pretty good fixture. Definitely goals in there if I've ever seen a fixture. The next best one is LAFC versus Portland.
Team is on screen.
Yeah, pretty solid sort of front six now.
Chanot is in.
Did you see his score last week? He scored like 80.
I did. I wasn't sure if it was just he played one game and he'll be dropped again, but he's in.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Yeah, it looks like he might be in.
Because they have a few defenders. It's not like they don't have defenders. They just seem to be injured.
Yeah. 100%.
That's cool. So we've got him. I'll probably just work my way up from the bottom now so I don't forget who we've done and stuff. So we've got Nashville team on screen here. They're at home to San Jose Earthquakes. Bit of a cheap defensive stack, by the way. Jack Meyer on 36 and Willis on 42.
Yeah, you can't touch them. You can't touch them, Quinny. They're in a bad way.
Earthquakes spot.
Well, they scored three. They scored 3 away to fucking LA Galaxy last week. So I wouldn't be surprised if they turn over Nashville here, Quinny. Honestly, Nashville are in the worst situation right now in the MLS.
I'm hearing that. Fair enough. Chicago at home to Atlanta on screen. Sorry, on you go, Harry.
That's a weird one. I don't know. That's a weird one. I can't really call. I mean, I don't know. Is Giacomakis back?
Yep.
Or predicted to be back. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big addition if he is back. Atlanta, there's something going on. Obviously, it's still the Almada show. Sorry, but yeah, away from home, I don't know if I back them as much, to be honest.
Minnesota at home at KC on screen now for you as well.
Nashville, not in it. Shocking major NFT. Don't even. I'm not. I'm not buying into. They're better than SJ. No chance.
Atlanta faced the worst defense in the East. We had a glance at it, Rico Man, at the beginning. We'll maybe touch on it towards the end of the show. But yeah, we've had a quick sconce at it. It kicks in from the game week over the 3rd to 5th of May, I think. So there's plenty of time for digesting. Tim Tube, should I buy a Negley and don't play Horncamp? Wanted to buy Clement, but I can't. I don't know what that means. I think you want Horncamp. I think you play Horncamp.
Play the Jizz.
Montreal's lacking players. But yeah, Minnesota's on screen and they're playing KC, who's on screen. Johnny Russell's back.
Yeah, they reckon he should be back this weekend. Robin Lod, it is Robin Lod's season right now for Minnesota. RIP Reynoso. Dallas are up there as well. They're just honking.
Mendy.
Jesus. Peter Musa scored last game, I think. But yeah, it's just nowhere near enough. Houston are quite sneaky away from home. They're obviously still without Big Don. He's back in the fold, though. I think he's fit now, which is good. But yeah, Houston aren't the best team to watch, I don't think. But I wouldn't be surprised if they turn Dallas over here, though, at all.
And we've got the attack of the playmakers here. We've got Red Bulls at home to Vancouver. This is honestly like I like everyone in this team almost, maybe except the Neelis is here, but like Amaya, Forsberg, Morgan, Vanazier, Edelman, Token, Coronel. That's a really, I know they're on form now. It's easy to point that out, but it's like a well-built Red Bull team, isn't it?
Yeah, they're a tough team to play against, man. They're just obviously with the addition to Forsberg, this changed the whole dynamic of that team from last season. Yeah, they've got something going on there, really, really well balanced, and yeah, you wouldn't think it, would you, with the Neelis brothers in defense, and there's a few stragglers in there, but that's the MLS view, isn't it? That's just how it sort of pans out. But yeah, Vancouver are no mugs. Don't get me wrong, but they, away from home, the MLS is always
Look at those L5s, mate. Look at those L5s.
They're flying, to be fair. Well, I've got Pickalt, so hopefully he can bang a goal or two, but he was out injured last weekend. Yeah, it's a weird team. Like the defense isn't up to much, but then up front they've got lots of firepower. I watched the Columbus game midweek where they beat Monterrey 2-1, I think it was. Chucho,
50-50s.
Yeah, scored a wicked goal. Cucho's so good, by the way. He's so sharp. Rossi played well. Obviously, Morris as well. So, yeah, the rotation, because they play him again next midweek. So, there's definitely going to be, some rotations. Going to be really hard to call. I don't know. Like, it wasn't even that hard. Like, they only played 90 minutes. It wasn't if it went, like, it didn't go extra time or anything. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there will be that many, like, to the good players. Like, I can't see how Cucho doesn't play, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I really don't. Even though they have midweek.
Yeah, they've had 5 draws in 9 games. They need some wins, man.
Yeah, they have to travel away, obviously, in Mexico and whatever. But I still think they play.
Prefer to play, but there's 50-50. So watch out, get your notifications on in case there's any breaking news, because we are. Oh, my battery's died. But we are like 40 minutes away to the deadline. 2 seconds, I just swapped my batteries around. Harry boy.
No worries. Cincy with a big win away to Atlanta last week. Expected after 1-0 down, and then Celentano, I think, is back this weekend, which is nice for them. Big addition. But yeah, it's obviously the Acosta's show for now. And then, Orlando, I think, got a goal last week, which was nice to see. But yeah, Colorado away from home. I can't seem to back them there. So I think this is should be a nice little straightforward Cincy win. But
Colorado team now once again. Yeah.
He just Cole Bassett. They've got a few boys in there. They'll definitely score pretty well, but that's a fun one. New York, Charlotte.
Yeah, I don't know how to judge this one myself, mate. To be honest with you, Hannes Wolf finally got a big score last week, which was good to see for him. O'Toole is becoming a fullback now. His scores are actually becoming okay. But Bakrar is still playing. This new guy hasn't gotten into the team yet. I still don't even know what the hell's going on with Magno. What has even happened to him? Is he injured? Is he bombed?
Yeah, he's still injured. His knee injury, I think.
It's just total MIA. But yeah, like the defense is kind of firming up a little bit. Sands and Parks in midfield makes a big difference. Yeah. But Charlotte have got some players, but they've just Abada's just not hit the ground running, really, has he?
Not really. No, he got that goal, didn't he, in that one game? But it's still early. I don't fancy Charlotte away, to be honest. If they were at home, I think a different story maybe. But they have got good players. Like, don't get me wrong, Vargas is really good. Westwood, lots of experience. Capetti, big pedigree, but just hasn't really done it as in the MLS. Yeah, injuries and whatever. And then I fancy New York. New York are in good form right now at home. I'm quite impressed with what they're doing. And then
so it continues.
Yeah, this is obviously the opposite end of the scale of impressing people, because obviously, hopefully it could be Carlos Heel show for a lot of you guys that own his cards, but you can't really back anything else outside of that. And then Miami playing away on the turf.
If anyone plays Carlos Heel in this game, they are certifiably insane, because if you think there's a chance in hell that Carlos Heel is going to be getting away from big Sergio Biscuits, you've got another thing coming. If there's anyone that's going to be putting him on a leash and having him beg for his food, it's going to be big Sergio. So even away from home, I think this is, I think they're mad. Revs have been terrible. L5 of 48. Carlos.
I mean, the only thing you've got to hope for is obviously, set pieces and whatever is where he's going to get his his AA from. The big biscuits, man. He's the Don, isn't he? And not many players get the better of biscuits. That's just one thing I'll tell you for free. But it's just, does Messi play? Does he not? Suarez probably doesn't. Obviously, games on artificial grass and stuff. So yeah, there's definitely, that team can get weakened quite easily, firepower wise. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to. It all depends on what that 11 looks like for Inter Miami, right?
Yeah, and I'm a big Kessler fan overall, but I don't think Kessler and Farrell have got much of a hope of keeping Messi and Suarez in check, for this one. So yeah, I think that's going to be a very Miami game if the lineups are as we see them there. DC at home to Seattle is on the screen now for anyone wanting that. Benteke is still in town. Click is still in town. Aaron Herrera, L5 of 79. 3 games played, right enough.
I remember I bought Herrera because he went and played he plays for the Honduras national team. And he was part of
he? I didn't know he moved that.
I think he changed allegiances. Yeah, they had, I can't remember what they played. It was last season. And anyway, I've obviously got his card and he's come really good. But he was suspended, as was Klitsch last week. So they're both back, which is massive for them. Yeah, Seattle, I mean, last week, Quinny, I've never seen such a bad refereeing decision in my life than I think it's Jackson Reagan, the centre half. He's basically pushed your boy over Gold. So the ball's come into Gold. He's spun straight away. So he's flicked it around the corner. And as he's done that, obviously Reagan's twice the size of him. So he's kind of just pushed him to the ground as that's happened. And Gould's gone down, my leg, whatever. They're giving him a red card, Quinny. It was the most mental decision. Went to VAR and stuff. And in the MLS now, they pause the game and it's all about them. The spotlight goes on and it's they're over the tannoy, red card, and everyone's just buzzing off the ref, and the ref's got all the spotlight and stuff. And it was just it was the worst decision I've ever seen in my entire life. If anyone's seen the game, please do confirm that for me. But it was shocking. They ended up taking Rui Diaz off straight away because they had 10 men. Obviously ended up getting battered. And yeah, it was just disappointing because it was a nice home fixture. You'd have thought Seattle could have really done well at home there. But yeah, decision really killed them. And yeah, it is what it is. But away from home, I don't know if I fancy Seattle here, if I'm being honest. I don't. I really, really don't.
Guys, we actually have, thanks very much to Hendo, a friend of the channel. He's actually donated a wee rare card for us in the Challenger region. So I'm just going to get that accepted and we'll try and get that given out to one of you guys watching the show on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're a subscriber. Make sure you hit the like button and be ready because we've got a rare giveaway to be doing. And thanks again to Hendo for the support. Thanks very much for the generosity. It means a lot, mate. And we'll get that given out. But at 90 likes, guys, I think we could get to 100 before we even think about setting the table for the giveaway. We have 40 minutes to the deadline. So get your phone out your pocket, change your tab, whatever it is you need to do to hit that like button and get the RNG locked in before the game week comes in. We don't want DNPs. We want to get lots of boxes and we don't want power-ups in them. And we want cards. If you guys aren't aware, Sorare own and control the internet. They know you're sitting watching this right now and they know if you've not liked it. And they don't like that because they're big fans of the channel and all the content that me and Harry put out there. So support the content, support the channels, and hit the like button. We'll do a giveaway. Help yourself with the luck as well. No DNPs and get some good stuff out of the boxes. I think the Seattle team looks really good front to back. Seeing that Nathan and Gomez as a centre-back pairing maybe develop over the next couple of games could be fun. Mm-hmm. And then that midfield department with JP back in it should start to sing and dance. Just the last thing I'll say on that one. We've done Orlando, so we go to Philly, Salt Lake, and that's the last one. So we did Galaxy Austin at the beginning as well. So Philly are at home. Their scores are kind of all over the place here. Some good L5s, but some bad ones. Yeah, they're kind of maybe they're on better form than not, I suppose.
Yeah, I think they dominate this game at home to RSL. To be honest, even though RSL have a bit of firepower up front, Arango and Luna, Gomez, they got a few boys, but yeah, I'd have to fancy Philly here.
And I think probably the only league we haven't touched in this region yet is Belgium. Or am I forgetting somebody?
No, it's Belgium. Yeah, I mean Denmark, but we don't have predictions.
Right, so we'll just rattle through the Belgians from top to bottom, and feel free, Harry, to throw us any insight we've got here. But this is the Eupen team at home to Charleroi. Beyond Salonina, I'm not familiar with many or any of them. And Charleroi on screen now. Zorgan is having his best life here. Stelios Andrew as well, Herv Coffee.
Yeah, I think they played each other last game, to be fair. I think it was 1-0 Charleroi, so but obviously they're away from home this time round.
I think this is a big game for Mechlin. I think if they're going to try and do something in their section, they need to win this game. I forget, I was looking at the table the other night doing lineup builders for the members on the channel last night, but they've got an L15 0 goalkeeper coming into this one here, Folan, however you say it here.
Yeah, that's not great news for me, Quinny, with my Super Rare Kook. Not ideal, so I'll have to be doing a few... Cook's been cooked.
That's Cook's spot, I didn't realise. Oh, no Storm over Herriman's. And
yes.
No ball and golly either.
I haven't been that good recently, to be honest. I had a 0-0 draw midweek against Standard Liège. And yeah,
Leuven team on screen.
Yeah, Leuven, not up to much. It's probably 0-0 written all over this, to be honest.
Standard Liège at home to St. Truden. On screen now for you. Panzo, L15 26, back in the building.
He scored pretty well last game.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he did pretty well.
And they're playing St. Truden. Koita back in the building. Stoikers, Ito, Delorge, Nieper. There's a bit of a I think we like St. Truden in general. Good players.
Koita just keep missing penalties for fun.
He's having that little spell, isn't he? Or nothing's going his way after everything went his way. The Ghent team are on screen now. Ghent should be getting their qualification through their little section over the line in a game like this. That's got to be their motivation, certainly. Anyway, Coombs looks to be coming back in now. Desart alongside and Hyung Hyun Suk.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the better fixtures, I would say. In Belgium, it's fourth on the matchups tab actually, which is pretty high. Yeah,
that's a good one for Ghent. Then we've got Genk versus Brugge.
Yeah, Bruges have been decent last couple. Really decent. Genk haven't quite been that good, so even though they're away, I think I'm back in Bruges here.
And then we've got Cercle Bruges, bottom of their section, against Anderlecht, the would-be champions, as it is at the moment. The Cercle Bruges team is on screen for you at the moment, if any of you are going to be stacking this one. Some decent players there. It's a big ask against Anderlecht, who are missing some guys.
They
no
just
Dreyer, no Forgan.
Fixture. Yeah, they got battered like 3-1, I think. Dreyer got injured in that game. Yeah, got 2 decisives and then got injured. So, yeah, definitely missing a few boys. But away from home this time might be a bit different. Oh, yeah. And
Schmeichel and Dreyer.
Yeah, he went off injured half time.
Koosman's L15 0. There's a few L15 0 keepers lying around, by the way.
Yeah, there is.
USG at home to Antwerp on screen now for you.
They played yesterday. USG battered them 3-0, I think, in the end.
Nice. Then the last one we've got RWDM Kortrijk.
It's Isaac Davis season for Kortrijk. They also played this fixture last week as well. It's just the return. They actually lost. Kortrijk lost, I think, to Molenbeek. Kadri, always good for a decisive now and again. We do also have Portugal as well, if you want to have a little look at that.
Of course. How could we forget our wee pals in Portugal? The wee Holy Trinity that is. Oh, yeah. So we'll put Benfica Braga first because we don't have the Braga team. But Benfica, it's all the top 4. This is fun. How's the league sitting at the moment? So, Sporting Lisbon are home and hosed. Braga, but might be spoiling Porto's party. That would be good fun, just for neutrals. They don't like Porto, like me. But Benfica is on screen here for you. Arthur Cabral, L15 34. It's probably the most appealing kind of cap option there. The rest of them are in looks like pretty good form anyway. And then we've got Porto at home to Lisbon, or Sporting.
Yeah, big game this. They're without João Mario at right back, so Pepe slots in. And Costa was like touch and go for this, but it does look like he's probably going to make it from what I'm seeing.
And I don't know if St. Just has been playing. No, I don't think St. Just has been playing. I don't know this guy. I don't know how many right backs have played this year, by the way, Harry, but this is another new name for me, certainly. The midfield is still Moyland and Barranca. Morita is not back in town yet, and the front three is the front three.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know how that one's going to go, I really don't.
Anything else we've obviously missed that we should be grabbing?
I mean, we have Brazil, but I don't know whether you want to do that.
Can have a wee click through some of them. And Miniero are away to that team we've got cards for, so I'll put both of them on screen now for you. Oh, wow. Yeah, that could be good for them.
Yeah, they played midweek as well, so bit of rotation potentially there.
Bahia Grêmio on screen. Flamengo Botafogo is a big game as well.
Yeah, this is a nice one for Flamengo, I think.
Look at that team, by the way.
I know. Big Savarino.
L15 a 0 goalkeeper here called John. That's a Valladolid kit. Can we find John? How difficult is that going to be, by the way? Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, he has cards as well.
No, he's not went cheap, has he?
Yeah, nice.
He's Italian?
Is he? That's weird.
This guy's Italian and his name is John. Who would guess that by looking at this guy? It's not my guess. He doesn't even look happy to be there, does he?
No.
Played Universitario, yeah, fair enough. 27-year-old John. Fair play. Glad we've done that now. We've learned something new. Corinthians Fluminense is a big game. Teams are on screen fees now if you have any of these guys. Fortaleza Bragantino. On screen fees now. And then Palmeiras Sao Paulo. On screen now. And I guess we'll finish with International. On screen now. So a few cards in that team. Awesome. Burger Melon is fit but unlikely to start. We're getting all the Danish news trickling into the live chat as well. Kuiper's a starter. I think he starts again. Nice.
I'll do a few adjustments to my teams.
On you go. Show us your team, Sari. Show us your adjustments. We'll get the giveaway sorted shortly.
Let me get it on screen. I've got it on my other screen in a minute. Yeah, no Kook definitely throws a spanner in the works. He had a lovely fixture as well. I had him in, to be fair, I only had him in a Division 3 in-season challenger, but yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with the Premier League stuff. I'm being demoted to Division 3 from the midweek, so I'm back in Steel, see what happens with that. Going for the Wolves, Brighton stack, and then if Bart plays, then this in-season team comes live. I'm not playing either special weekly, actually, to be fair.
Likewise.
Champions, again, yeah, it's that Girona Las Palmas situation that I've got going on, but I'm not playing Savio, I'm playing Felipe Anderson, I'm playing Modric instead of double defense, Las Palmas defensive stack. So yeah, I'm not too confident there, but just Division 3 is nothing crazy. I am going to go into. I'm going for this weekend. I'm going for Classic Division 1 in Challenger Super Rare. Why not? Santi at home, 180 points. You can see that. You can see that in my future somewhere. And then, yeah, I did have 3 Super Rare teams, but obviously just had to get Kook out of a team. I'm going to play in-season Division 3 with this team now. That was Kook in goal, but now it's Tobelason in the same fixture, but away from home. We got in-season Rare with Luciano Acosta as the skipper. And then I've got a Div 4 in-season with Claudio Ramos in case he starts as a bit of a hedge. And then 2 classic Div 2 teams. A mixture of MLS, Brazilian League in there. And that's all she wrote for challengers. And then contenders, I think I've got 6 rare teams going out. I've got 3 in-season, 3 classic, but one of the teams, so this Division 4 in season is a hedge on if Ika Alvarez doesn't start, because he might be with the first team because Reina hasn't trained, and so that team would die and then Morrow would start. So yeah, I'm kind of hedging my bets on that. So it's basically 5.5 teams here, 2 in seasons in Division 1s. We've got Ivan Heel today. Riker Boys with Idrissi, Usami with just a mixture. Will Dennis in goal, tough game against Hearts, and then 1 Div 1 classic. with the Nishikawa Schultz defensive stack, and then a couple of classics. Nothing crazy. And then, 2 cap modes, which just had a little bit of a mix around. I don't know if I'm going to change. I probably will change it again now in a minute, to be honest, because I did have a few other bits in here. 240 rare. I mean, I don't know if Alex McCarthy keeps his spot for Southampton, but if he does, great. If he doesn't, then whatever. And this is probably the first week when I've not played under 23, like in either rare or super rare. Just not really fancying it this weekend. But my 240 super rare, I'm on a bit of a streak. Like I said, I'm 3 for 3. I am going to go for the highest threshold because I'm, why not? I just don't know what we're going to do as far as, players go. So I'm still sort of, I'm in an hour and about the extra position / defender here. But I really don't know what to do. I've got quite a few options. Just don't know what to slot in. Well, I did have the linger in here, but that then means I only have 44 for my defender, and that would basically mean I'd need to play Nico Williams at home to Man City, which doesn't feel like a great matchup. I don't really know. I don't really know how I'm gonna play this one, to be honest. El Karauni is a good matchup, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But if you wanna.
It's a wee bit of damned if you do, damned if you don't sometimes with some of these picks, isn't it?
I mean, I've got 48 if I do it that way. Again, I could go Connor Barron, to be fair, at home. That might be okay at home to Motherwell. That's 240 on the dot as well. Yeah, you know what? That might actually work out quite nicely. It's just annoying that I don't have that kook now to play with. That's really frustrating. Could go Yorbe Vitesse. He's been scoring a few goals. Baligwisha as well. Oh, I don't know. Just because that kook lineup now has meant there's lots of supers now not being used. I'll have to have a little think about this.
It's all shaking up, isn't it? I've just realised I've got a bit of a shake up with mine as well with no Quan. That I had an in-season team ready to go out, but I can't really do it without him. Mm-hmm. So a wee bit of a shake around with me as well. I'll actually be tearing some stuff up and redoing it probably now. So I bought a Joe Hart. Now I met Joe Hart last week, as some of you might have seen, right? And his in-season card was like 28 quid, and I was just like, "Fuck it, I'll take that for the last 5 games of the season." And I know I don't have my outfielders because I'm missing Quan, so a wee bit raging at myself for that. Not raging, but I was just like, oh God, I've tried to get another team out and it's backfired on me somehow, but hey ho. So there's a lot of rejigging to be done everywhere, mate, I think. We've saved some lineups here as well. It's good to see. And we've got a card to give away, guys. We'll give that away in the next kind of 10, 15 minutes. We're at 108 likes on YouTube. Can we get to 125? Can we get to 125 and we'll kick it out there in the next kind of 10 minutes or so? We'll have a wee question for you. It'll be fastest finger first in the YouTube live chat, and we'll be zipping that card out to you so you can use it for this game week.
I think I'm going to still put in a Challengers Div 3 team. It can't get relegated, so I might as well just throw something in.
Sure.
Why not?
Can't get relegated. That's always a good start.
Yeah. That's not a bad start, is it? Do I risk Mattson? Yeah, we'll just play him. Why not? Why not? Might be a little box in my future potentially for Div 3. Who knows? But yeah, I do need to do my training actually, but outside of that, I think I'm pretty set, to be honest.
Nice. I'm just finishing the kind of the rejiggeration of everything around, because it's a real conundrum at this time of the deadline to see. Yeah, I think I'll just go back to Diaby for that, and then interesting. So Harry Boys is finishing his teams out. We're waiting for the likes to fly out. We've got a card to give away. I think we've kind of previewed everything across the game week already. We did kind of do rapid fire elements just to make sure we didn't miss anyone out. So we hope everyone is happy with what they got, with what we managed to cover, I should say, across the deadline show today. And it's some slim pickings here for cap modes and stuff. I'm not too sure I'm not too sure what to do myself anymore, to be honest with you. I'll get you guys to help me, perhaps. I think I need to delete some teams just to make it easier to see where people are, and that might put a wee bit of pressure on us to finish training lineups again. So, hey ho, we'll deal with that as we need to. But yeah, let us know, guys, what you're competing in this game week. If we saved any teams, is there any more news coming out that you can help all of us here with just before we get to the deadline? And yeah, we've got a wee card giveaway to do shortly. But the likes are flying up, guys. Thanks very much. Let's get to that 125 mark, and we'll give the card away pronto, so you can get using them. Challenger Classic card, guy that plays, guy that scores points. No two ways about that. So get that in. I'll show you what I'm rocking with, and you can let me know what you think, okay? While we're just waiting for that to tick over. So I'm going for my big teams in Super Rare Champion. I'm going double Classic. I've got a Classic D1 entry. So I'm going to play that Girona kind of spine, I think, of Yangel Herrera, Alias Garcia, and David Lopez. With Cunha in attack, one of the best fixtures of the weekend, and Skorupski in goals. I kind of hope that's the way it works. I'm a wee bit nervous about Yangel. Let me know what you think. I'm actually tempted to put Christie in over Yangel. Christie at home to Brighton this weekend. But Christie is in a team that's in Division 2 with Mandanda, Chris Iyer, Viktor Sakanikov, and everyone's favourite Ivan Martin. And I'm going Classic D1 in Champion Rare as well, with Oblak, Castellanos, Quatra, Goretzka, Parejo, all individually very good fixtures. So let's hope that they all kind of come together and breed a bit of success. And then I've got an under-23 team out, Harry. I won a Tassos de Vicas last week. Now, he's starting for Celta Vigo. He's under 23 still, would you believe it? But they're playing Alaves, who kept a clean sheet against Atletico Madrid last week. But I thought he might be a good play with Sante, Wirtz, and Guardiol, and Tani in behind him. So would you take... Let me know what you think. Would you take de Vicas, or I could play Take at home to Real Madrid? If he gets one decisive, he's doing 70.
It's ex-club, Quinny, and you know what I'm like with ex-club. So,
and I've got Diaby. Maybe it starts, maybe it doesn't at home to Villa.
I think I'd back Kubo. He'd be right up for that.
I think so too. Didn't want to take him earlier this week because it's a wee bit, that lineup wasn't guaranteed, but I've seen it kind of last minute enough now. I'm like, yeah, I fancy Atake to return. Now, guys, we've got the tribute act. It's the victory lap, as it were, for the Celtic All-Star attacks that we've had. So we're getting our team out there. Unique McGregor in action. Captain Taylor back with the armband. Kyogo and Scales hopefully doing the job. And then I've deleted everything in the cap mods except for Super Rare 240 because it's the only team that I'm nailed on with the cap options. I've managed to get Defender Hitate. Castellanos is on a 37. Soria is playing Almeria. His L15 is like 40 odds. And I'm managing to get in at midfield. McGinn at home to Chelsea and Goretzka at home to Frankfurt. It's a huge mid-target cap mode team for me on that one. But that leaves us with some options. The first team we've got to build in Rare now with some of the stuff we've deleted is a 240 team. Because I don't have the pressure to play free keepers anymore, I can free up Marshall, who's way cheaper than like Freeze or Sean John. So I could use him. Actually, that gives me a wee thought that I might actually be able to use Marshall maybe a bit more effectively in Super Rare 220 because I still have a lot of good Super Rare cards that I don't think I've managed to use. So let's have a wee peek at that. If we did play Marshall in there, so I don't know, what do you think about Couto, Harry? He's flying over there. He's got stitches in his head. He's just been done at hospital. Or Angelino, 60% on the play against Napoli away.
I wouldn't back the Couto personally. Just if Tiskankov is that more nailed on, I don't want to. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth the risk.
Fair. I'm not sure in midfield if I've got how many options spared I have. So I could bring across Llorente's in training. So I could use Llorente. I suppose Llorente's the pick there. And then in attack, who do we have spare? We still have Endesiri, who's got El Gran Derby. We've got Oyarzabal, who takes penalties, but he's playing Real Madrid. We've got Jordan Larson. He's back on to play again this weekend, isn't he?
Yeah, if Matten's still out. Yeah, I'd assume he starts, to be honest.
Oh, nice. And then we could play anyone we want in the 5th spot in this team. That's really good. So who would we want if we could pick anyone? I don't think there's any sneaky low L15 guys that we would be taking for this. It's probably one of the better guys at the top that we've not taken yet. So we've got in the series, Braze might be on the bench. He's been pictured in training. Might even start the game, but I don't know if I'd want to put a team on it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it has to be in the Serie then. So we take in the Serie and El Gran Derby. Awesome. I think I'd captain Larson just for the vibes. That feels a wee bit better. We've got 8 points remaining. Could we change the goalkeeper? No, we couldn't. That's fine. I don't mind that. Because that team is actually a bit of a pain with 3s in there as high cap. So that pressure off is a wee bit better. If we go to 240 rare, so I've got Sean John and 3. So I think Sean John's a bit more favourable at 51. And okay, who do we want in defence? Do we have any cheap? Yeah, Jokey Anderson on a 47. Oh, Max Chanot. We like him, don't we? We reckon that was one of the better games. LA at home to Portland. We're reuniting the guys. 15% multiplier on both of them. Eat your heart out. Can we still fit Gold into this team? I hope so. We've got 87 points remaining, so we need a really cheap. Do we have a really cheap extra guy? Who's the best cheap guy that we can try and squeeze into this? We've got the results finished in China, so we can see if we did scrape in now. Finally, who's the best cheap guy I've got? Well, we've got the NYC defender Ilinic, who's on to play. He's very, very cheap. Who else do we have? Abada playing NYC. He's very cheap. I don't know if... Do we want Abada or Ilinic? They're both 35 points. We've got Haksabanovic at 36. We've got Jordan Larson at 37. So I think we maybe just play Larson.
I think that could work, yeah, Larson.
Yeah. And then that leaves us with 50 points remaining. Oh, no, not Eo Tanaka. We want affordable only filtered now. And we have Thiago Martins, Jokey Anderson, Lennon Miller, Frimpong. These are the best shouts we have, I think. Guedes. Is Guedes...
If you fancy him to start, maybe, yeah.
That's too dicey. Maybe keep him for the 220. He is quite cheap as well, right? So who did we have there? We liked Jokey Anderson away to Fulham, Lennon Miller away to Aberdeen, or Frimmers at home. I think we take Frimmers at home, don't we? Captain Gold. That's a mid-target 240 team all day. Sign me up for that. Now, I've got an extra keeper. I think I'm going to pick the 220 first because I just want to get the cheap guys lined out. So 220 rare. We've got in goals Gunn, which is brilliant. Affordable only. And then, okay, what cheap... I think we might be using the Angelino again because I've got a rare of him. He's very cheap at high XP. Yeah, 38. Do we have anyone else? I've still got that Ilinic. So we'll slide in Ilinic. He's a wee bit cheaper at L15 or 35. We've got Forsberg at home. He's a 56. He's a great card that's not been used yet. Do we have any? Guedes could come in here, L15 or 43. And then we've got Moussa Diaby, 45. Might not start. I think he does, but we've got Tassos, 38. He can go in there quite nicely. And then that leaves us 53 points, who we could use to play JFR.
Yeah, it could work.
Yeah, he could be a captain for a team like that. Let's do that. Awesome. Now, did we play 270 or All-Star with the last team? We're going to try 270 because I think All-Star is maybe a wee bit too hot and heavy. So let's see. We've got 3s on a 57. We've then got Amundsen on a 56. Haidara. Forsberg is the pick here, I think. Giacomakis. And then we've got 45 points remaining. Yeah, this is going to be a good 270, I think, isn't it? Or is it? The fifth man is tough. Parks. We could just play.
Yeah, it could work.
I want to check the using on our team filter just in case. Nah, no one's coming up. I wonder if we take Amundsen out. Is there someone better that we're missing that by taking that expensive defender we limit ourselves against? So I'm just going to have a quick glance at that. And then we've got the giveaway to do. Amadou Haidara at home to Dortmund. I'm tempted to use him since I've bought him, but I've not had the chance yet. We've got a McGregor at 55. Sands, 51. No, I don't think we're really missing out on too much. I think we'll keep Amundsen in defence. Pardon me. And then that leaves us with 45 for the final spot. Moussa Diaby or Keaton Parks are the shouts. Probably going to take Parks because I know he's going to play. Captain Forsberg. Awesome. I think I'm quite happy with that. Now, I do have training to fix, and we've got a giveaway to do, guys. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, I'm quite... I think I do kind of want to put Christie in that top team, just in case Yanghill doesn't start. I think he will, but he might not. But he might. What do you think, Harry? Yanghill or Christie?
Well, I mean, yeah, if that is your best team, then I'd probably argue Christie should be in there.
Second best team, I picked the 240 first.
But right, yeah. But I mean, the best team as far as champs go, right? Div 1, Div 2.
He's got more 90 minutes in him than Yanghill as well. That's cool. Captain Saganikov, let's do that. And then we can slide Christie into team 1 at home with the AA he's been catching. If he can get one of those wee jammy decisives.
Yeah, you probably got to back that.
Captain Aliash or Captain Cunha? Aliash away from home, how does he do? Yeah, Captain Cunha. Let's go for it. Swing for the fences, guys. Right, cool. I'm quite happy with how the teams are shaking out. Guys, there's 15 minutes to the deadline. You can go with Abada and Forsberg for the extra striker. To buff out the 220, that's a great suggestion, but I think the 270 is maybe nerfed without having Forsberg in it. So if we played Abada and we could play Forsberg, I think I'll leave that the way it is, but I like your suggestion. I think we'll stick with that. But yeah, I've got some. So Harry, can you think of a question for us? We'll get this giveaway done.
Ooh,
if not, I can think of one. No problem.
No, I can't think of one off the top of my head, to be honest.
That's no problem, mate. Let me just see who's going into this. Kuto, no, he's top level. Illich, he's top level. Unal. Let me just do a wee silly filter, sorry. No Forest this week. Okay. Get him into training, at least he can help the boys out. Right, okay, I've got 3 teams to polish out. I'll do that in a second, but we have a card to give away. Thanks very much to Hendo for supporting the channel, for supporting the stream. Yeah, couldn't you, for you guys. Honestly, mate, I'm seeing big declines in all aspects of the game. Every player looks to be on track to be essentially worthless in the next 6 to 12 months. The more minted, the less the price. Well, it's all about what you can win, because as long as there's money coming in on the leaderboard and stuff like that, then it won't go all the way to that extent for cards that are useful. It's always the case. So the cards we've got given away today, which is for free. You'll be getting this one for nothing. The only way is up is Abdul Kadir Omur, who is a really solid scorer, good cap pick, 22-year-old midfielder. Have you got a question, Harry, or will I ask it?
No, I can't think of one, to be fair.
Frimpong might give you 30. Yeah, I might go back to that. Anderson's been good. Yeah, I might go back to that. Okay, I've got one. Okay, now we had a little bit of Mr. Midweek in action for me and Harry. I'm just going to check that the China forwards, they didn't get us over the line, sadly. But I did get promoted in Champion Classic Rare Division 3 with a 4-man effort. Now, what I want you to tell me is the 4 players that I've got in my team. I want 4 surnames of the 4 players that I've got in my 4-man lineup. Don't want to hear about the goalkeeper that didn't play. The 4 players that scored some points. I want 4 names. Don't worry about any region-specific inflections on letters or accents. Don't worry about that. But I want the 4 surnames. Who did I play? First one that's right gets this guy shipped over to them post-haste. Well, now, we had someone trying to beat the game, Harry. They played the points.
Early,
they went early. Trying to beat the game there, Josh.
Never good going early.
Great effort, but great effort. Keep the links coming in, guys, as well. Keep them coming in. And we'll reveal all in a moment. We'll keep... there's a lot of great suggestions coming in here. I think most of them are quite right, by the way. Just before we get to it, let me go and see that little change that we're going to make into... Well, you've seen the right answer there. We've probably all done it now. But what was that team that Frimpong was in? The 240. Yeah, I suppose Anderson's probably safer, isn't he? Can we still afford him? Yeah, we could. Anderson, I think he might be the... Yeah, just a bit safer to get that 50-ish score, isn't he? Yeah, I'll go with that. There we go. Good shout. I'll take that. Frimmers, could we maybe put Frimmers in here then? I wonder. 2 points remaining. He's like 46, isn't he? So, nah, I'd be too busy to do that. And what about that 270? Is there a place for Frimmers in that? Probably not, unless he's 45. Oh, he's 46, isn't he? Can't quite get Parks' spot in this team. Sadly. Same with Lennon Miller as well. Gutted. Now, guys, the right answer was Guardiola, Christie, Robertson, Unal. So congratulations to all the right answers. The first one that came in was the right answer. I think all of you got it right. Thanks very much. But Niels van Limpt was the first one on screen for me. Congratulations, Niels, for entering. Thanks for supporting the channel and getting involved in the live chat. If you can let me know your club name, I'll get that sent over to you now. Josh, love the effort, mate, by the way. Love it. And I hope you win one week by doing that. But let me get the winner up here. Niels, I need you to let me know your team name, buddy, and we'll get that shipped over to you. I've got a wee box tonight, so wish me some luck for that. We didn't get the bottom target, Harry. Let me just refresh this just to make sure.
You didn't get it? Oh.
Nah. 74 and an 83, 209 points with a 29 and a 24 from the other two guys. You hate to see it. So Cap 240 has been retired because of the threshold payments that are attached to it. So you have, only if you played it before a certain time do you have access for it between now and August, but it's a retired competition essentially. Yeah, JC unlucky. You were right behind him. And did you miss a name? Oh, you put Josco. I'd have, yeah, I wouldn't have given you that. I did say surnames. But Niels was ahead of you on my screen, mate, for sure. And I don't think I've shown you my Celtic teams because I had to shift them around. So this was 4 teams that's been turned into 3. So the first team that we've got is the first team. We're going double fullback. Captain O'Reilly, attacker, or forward card, Rio Hitate. And then my alternate team, both of these are competing in Division 1. We're going Hart, Vickers, O'Reilly and Hitate in midfield, with O'Reilly captain again, of course, and Kyogo in attack. And then my team that's in D3 that needs to get us promoted is Scales, McGregor, Hitate, Kyogo, with my second Joe Hart in goals there. So we're hoping for a clean sweep in Contender with the Celtic cards. We've got a really good under-23 team going out. High XP across the board. Really good guys and good matches. All-Star, super rare. This is Celtic show again. 240, we're going with a mid-big target. I really want to win this division this week, card-wise. Get right up high in the leaderboard. We've put some big cards, hoping for some big scores in there. 220 super rare could do very well. And the other rare cap modes are good fun as well. Just waiting for Niels's team. Oh, there we go. Club name is Nilo Polido FC. Harry, do you want to show us a wee summary of your teams again while I ship this over?
I'm doing a bit of a play sharper sweep right now. Just on checking like if any of my players have changed. So
well, feel free to show us. Feel free to show us what you're up to. Yeah.
Let me just share my screen again. 2 seconds.
It's just better than looking at my teams.
I'm just going through all my... It's not that fun. I'm just scrolling through my players, to be honest, and just having a look at...
Now, Niels, you need to change your settings on Sorare. You're only accepting money on this trade. And I'm not sending you money. I'm sending you a card. So I need you to go into your settings and change that and give me a little nudge. And as soon as that's moved, I'll send it to you, mate. We've got 6 minutes to the deadline. So I can see you're a limited gallery, mate. You've got 90 limiteds here and one no rares. This will be our first rare card. So I don't know what you're planning on using it for this game week, but it could help you out. So get your settings changed and I will send that over to you now. And yeah, I've got some training deadline. I've got some training to fill out myself, actually, as we scramble towards the end. Oh, so Harry, what games are you going to be taking in this weekend? Anything in particular?
Probably Probably a few MLS, yeah. Probably Cincy at home. Probably the New York City game as well. Maybe the Brighton game. Probably get that up at some point as well. Yeah, not too many games to be fair. Not too many, to be honest, mate. What about you? What day does Celtic play?
Oh, good question. I think it's tomorrow. I've not actually looked into the weekend for games yet because I'm on dad duty all day tomorrow, I think, and so I think it'll be Sunday. It'll be whether I like it or not, it'll be the day I've got to try and catch whatever games are on at that time. So I've not really looked too far ahead because I just know that I'm kind of extra busy this weekend.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'm actually a wee bit disappointed that I'm missing out on some players that I was quite excited for this weekend, but not like, oh, they've got great games, but just like, oh, yeah, I get to play that guy, and he could play well, and this could happen. And like Moussa Diaby, for example, I think he is on to play, but can't squeeze him in, sadly. No, I don't want to train him. How far have we got? 4 minutes to the deadline, guys. Tick-tock. It is flying in. Make sure you've got your teams lined up. I'll tune into the Fit Show tonight for Tobias. Sunday at 3 o'clock it is for Celtic. North London Derby, of course, is North London Derby. I actually really want to watch Aston Villa Chelsea. I think that's tonight. It's North London Saturday night, sorry. And North London Derby, I think that's Sunday, isn't it? So yeah, I'll probably be catching a fair amount of Prem this weekend.
Yeah.
It's more like La Liga, I'm thinking. I don't know when Girona play off the top of my head, and Sociedad Madrid is tonight, so I'll probably catch that. And yeah, I've not got my Sociedad cards out anywhere, except for I managed to get Kubo out, actually. I don't feel as bad about that. The last training team's gone in for me. I think we're almost at the deadline, guys. There's been a lot of great content coming out on the channel, by the way. I did Harry, me and you do this stuff all the time, but I did a budget builder for the Premier League this week.
I watched your vid,
I don't think I've done a better nailing a budget situation in. Now we have the £50 free credit for new signups involved in it, but the way it all lined up so perfectly, it fit into £100. I was like, this is a boss team. So if anyone does catch that, be sure to let me know your thoughts and feelings on it. We've got some more stuff coming out over the weekend, Premier League predictions and all that good stuff as well. But yeah, Harry, did you catch that one yourself? Thanks very much.
Yeah, I watched the first 15 minutes of that, to be fair. With all the price, the different price points of Prem cards. Ooh, Will Hughes is 90% on now. That changes things marginally for me.
Will Hughes is in.
Yeah, I'm going to go Will Hughes over Sarabia, I think.
Here we go. So you find the guy, where is it? Omur. Thanks again to Hendo for supporting the channel. My battery's died again, guys. I don't think my charger's plugged into the camera. But that is getting shipped over to you now, mate. 2 minutes to the deadline, so you will be able to use it. I'm just going to switch to the little camera, which means I'll be sitting kind of side on and stuff. I maybe need to move my screen so that we're a wee bit more au natural, but there we go. 2 minutes to the deadline.
Weird dynamic this weekend, just because obviously all the prize pools and stuff change next weekend.
Yep.
And so if you do get relegated this weekend and you're not in the good divisions for next weekend, then you're going to be it's harder to get promoted next weekend, if that makes sense. Rather than top 25 is top 50, 12.5. So yeah, there's definitely a few dynamics at play. I think I'm going to conserve some of my D1s in Super Rare and not play D1.
The boy is very well behaved, by the way. Thanks very much, Mikey, for noticing.
Yeah, I'm going to save a few bits.
Girona tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat as well, Harry. Sorry, I'm a wee bit all over the place. And we're catching Marseille Lons on Sunday night. Love to see that. And we're playing baseball at that time, Timbo. Good luck in their game. Hope you get a home run.
We're all in, aren't we? We're all locked in.
We're all locked in, guys. That is it. We're at the deadline. Gameweek471 or something like that. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Harry, good luck. And everyone at home, good luck. Have a great weekend.
All the best, lads.
So